person Sri CA Manish Bansali. Sir was born on 2nd October 1995. He completed his education, school education in Hulkoti, Gadag district. BCom completed in IGNO, so Indira Gandhi National Open University, Delhi, and CA passed in the year of 2018, and he completed of the management and finance course in IIM Ahmedabad. Sir presently working as a chartered accountant at Growth Partners Gadag. So sir has dropped the many opportunities in the Bangalore and MNC company. Sir interest is work in the Gadag and people with Gadag. So this is a very brief introduction of our resource person, CA Manish Bansali sir. So once again, welcome you, sir. Thank you very much for giving an opportunity. Thank you one and all.
Thank you, sir. The future belongs to young people with an education and imagination to create. Now it's time to unleash to young people. It's time to unleash the treasure of knowledge. I would now request CA Manish Bansali take over the floor and address and enlighten our students with the valuable of words of wisdom. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Professor Vaishali, and I thank the entire team at Basaveshwar Commerce College, Bagalkot, for having me here. At the first moment, I said yes, like Vaishali ma'am already told you, because I'm always interested in sharing what I already know, because that is how anybody learns more than their age, right? So without wasting much time, let's quickly start. Vaishali ma'am, can I share the screen? You have muted yourself.
Yes, sir, you can go on, sir. You can share the screen.
Okay. Yes. So friends, I expect nothing in return for this 1 hour of my time investment. The only thing I expect from all of you is participation. Okay. This 1 hour, the 60 minutes or the next 58 minutes exactly is with me. Okay. Anyways, you're gonna be here. So might as well participate, switch on your cameras. I am not gonna see you, but because you feel that you're in an atmosphere of a classroom. That's why I have a green board behind me also, so that it gives you an atmosphere, right? And getting to the topic, okay, the topic I've chosen is cosmetics of GST. What has happened is the subjects are really beautiful, okay, but because we have given terminologies which sound very odd, it looks boring, right? So that's why I have named it as cosmetics of GST. And as soon as I name it as cosmetics, suddenly all girls are interested in next 1 hour of the session, and that's how we can make the topic beautiful. We have to see it from another perspective, right? And because I'm calling it cosmetics of GST, I've called myself an artist. So that's why I've written art by CA Manish Bansali, and I've founded Growth Partners, which is my dream project, where we help businesses unlock their potential through leveraging technology. Let's start. So yeah. So the first one, to start, I keep tweeting because I read a lot of books, okay, but everyone might not find time to read books. So what I do is, whenever I read something, and if possible to comprise it in a sentence or two, I do it, because that is how we get more knowledge, right? In lesser time, if you want to gain more knowledge, we have to read those one-liners and all, right? So here's one of my tweet which says, zoom in to know how, zoom out to know why, right? Often we study now, for example, coming to GST, we ask and we know how to do this, how to file returns, how to pay GST, how to compute GST, how to go to assessment, how to claim refund and all that. But very often we lose out on the point of why, right? And that is why, and that is where subjects become a little boring, because students are not connecting to why. And why do we actually have to study? If 40 hours we have to put to GST, what in this world makes us put 40 hours into GST, right? So that is what I'll be focusing on in the next 15 minutes. So I'll just keep answering a few questions, and I've listed the questions here. So in GST, I'll answer what is GST, and then I'll answer why and how, who, whom, and when, right? So these are the questions I'll be answering over the period of time. And time and again, I'll ask questions to you also, and you'll have to participate through the chat box. Chat box is open, so you can just comment whenever I ask you to. Okay, let's start. First one, we'll study about the what. Okay, what is GST? In what we'll study about the origin, present, significance, and the scope. Right? By origin, I mean when did it come into existence? What is the present state of GST in India, entire world? What is the significance of GST, and what is the scope? Like it was VAT before, now it's GST. Is it going to change going forward? Because when I did CA, it was VAT. Okay, and when I was writing my second attempt of final CA, it suddenly became into GST. Right? So we will study the scope also. Give me a moment. I'll just do a setting. Vaishali ma'am, the screen share isn't working fine. I'm not sure why. If you can check, is there any option?
I have enabled it.
Okay, okay. It's working now. Yeah. You guys can see my screen, right?
Yes, I can see.
My screen is visible, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Continue, sir.
Cool. Cool. Going to what of GST? GST was first introduced in France in 1954. Now, 1954, the number, the year, okay, I don't remember it. I've written it just because I wanted to mention it in the presentation. So I'll tell you how this is significant. As an year, it's not significant at all. Okay, you and me, anybody weren't there in 1954. But how it brings significance is, now when you see GST, you're not seeing it as a product of day or two. Okay, if it is 1954, then 2021, so there's 67 years of hard work and 67 years of manpower, human intelligence has gone into this, right? Which is actually giving value to the product. So when you see GST, don't see it as a taxation and all. There's so many people working on it, and it has become a beautiful product what it is now, just because of time and effort put by so many experts and opinion makers. Right? Going to the next point, it's a Canada model, what we follow in India. Every country has its own model, and the model we follow is Canada model. Next point is one nation, one tax. So you would have heard this from government, and they keep telling one nation, one tax. So they predominantly say one nation, one indirect tax, right? Because the direct tax remains same. Only thing what comes under GST is the indirect tax. So 17 indirect taxes have been subsumed and made into one tax called GST. The next point is it is an indirect tax. So the basic difference between direct and indirect is, in indirect tax, people pay out of their, not out of their own pockets, but out of the pockets of somebody else, right? So for example, if when I buy this pen and I pay tax to the person from whom I buy, the stationery guy, okay, this guy pays tax to government on my behalf. So he is indirectly paying my tax to government. That's why we call it indirect tax. And then it's a tax on value addition. Okay. Now again, the same example, if I buy this pen at 5 and sell it at 7, okay, so the GST has to be charged on the value addition. So 7 minus 5 is 2. So I have to pay tax on 2 rupees. Next point is supply. So now this is a very beautiful concept. I'll tell you why this is very, very relevant. So what happened in VAT back before 1st July 2017, what happened in VAT was, the government told that you have to charge VAT on purchase and sale. Okay. But in the economy, there were so many transactions where the movement of goods was involved, but it was not purchase and sale. Like for example, if there is a store in Bagalkot and there is another store, a branch in Bijapur, okay, when they're moving goods internally, branch transfer or stock transfer or something, so people were confused, should we charge VAT or should we not charge VAT? And if we have to charge VAT, how much VAT we have to charge. So there were all confusions. And another example is scrap. Now scrap looks very trivial. It's such a small thing. Why is it even being discussed at this forum? But I'll tell you, scrap is a very big industry, right? When I was doing CA, I was doing my articleship in Bangalore, and ITC was our client. Okay, so I had gone to Mettupalayam, which is near Coimbatore, and their business model was based on scrap. They were making paper boards, and they used to import scrap because the cost of import was less than cost of procuring scrap in India, right? So that is how big the industry of scrap is. So everything has to be covered in the definition. In VAT, it was all loosely covered, right? The next one is gift. So if father gives something to son and son gives something to his brother, is it chargeable under VAT? So that was again a confusion. Consignment. So if I tell you that I am in Gadag, you are in Bagalkot, so take these pens and sell how much ever you can, and whatever you don't sell, give it back to me, right? So this is a consignment basis. So again, the question is, do I have to charge VAT on the total transfer what I do to you, or only what is sold? That is again a confusion. The similar way, job work and export. So to reduce so much confusion, what government did is, let's not have any confusion. Let's just cover supply. Okay, and in supply, any movement of goods is covered under supply. Purchase, sale, transfer, scrap, gift, whatever you name it, it's covered under supply. And government tells everything is covered under supply, and only if we tell that tax is not applicable on this, only then you have to exclude it. Right? Moving on to the next point. Yeah. So after every question, I'll give you a tip, because more than the subject, you'll take away a little learnings from here and there. So everything you buy on Amazon is an expense, except when you buy a book, right? So the only way you can learn more, only way you can reach more and comprehend more is by reading more, right? Now, and by reading, I don't mean read GST books. No, read anything you like. You like comics, read comics. You like politics, read politics. Whatever, but make sure you're reading. By this, you're improving your vocabulary by using new words, and you're also knowing a lot of things which the other ways you wouldn't know because of book, right? Okay, moving to the next point, why. So in why, we'll discuss about 4 things. One is trigger, second one is concept, third one is need, and fourth is logic. So trigger, I mean, why did government think of having GST? We already had VAT, we already had service tax. The websites were there, everything was moving smooth. But why did government think of having GST? And the concept, what is the crux of GST? The third one is need. Why was it needed now? Okay, why not 10 years down the line, or why not 5 years ago, right? And the logic, what is the whole logic of GST? So we'll study this. Yeah, so now is an activity part. So I'll give all of you 15 seconds. Just look into this picture, and whatever comes to your mind, one word, just put it in the comment box. I'm checking the comment box. Whatever comes to your mind, please participate. Nobody is looking at you. Okay, nobody is looking at what is actually been written by you. So please comment on chat box. Chat box is open. Whatever comes to your mind, just write it there. And when you are putting the comment, select as everyone, right? So that everyone can read what you think or what you can imagine. Guys, please participate. Let's have it as a normal conversation. Okay, sir says it's graphs. Perfect. Anybody else? Please participate. Somebody has unmuted, I guess. That's disturbing. If you can just mute. You can write in the chat box whatever you feel. You put it as anonymous. I don't mind. But please participate. Somebody's telling raisins, air. Okay, somebody's telling, you are all replying to me directly, but if you can just select everyone can read your answer. Totally 69 of you, excluding me, 68 of you. So please participate. Okay, people are replying, but they're not replying in everyone. They're replying directly to me. Somebody says raisins, pump, grapes. Yeah. Grapes, raisins, creativity, okay, pumping. Everyone is telling hard work. Vijay Kumar is telling hard work. Yeah, I'll give you 5 more seconds. Please participate. You can make the best of this time only if you participate. I'm telling you. Recycle of grapes, perfect. We know this telling recycle of grapes. Great. Raisins, dry raisins, pumping, business plan, effort, smart work. Lovely, lovely, lovely. So many people have participated. Great, great. Yes. Now I'll tell you what I see in this. Okay. What I see is this is a perspective of the creator, right? Now GST, the Modi government, if you ask them, okay, they'll tell it's a good and simple tax. And because they're seeing only the positives of GST. And if you ask Congress government, they'll tell it's Gabbar Singh tax because they're looking for the negatives in GST. So now my duty for the next 50 minutes is to tell you the positives, right? Because say we are already in the game, right? We are not the lawmakers, we are here to follow the law. If you go to cricket stadium and tell them why there are 11 people in a team, I want 13 people, nobody will listen to you, right? Because the rules are set. Okay, if you tell why 6 balls in an over, I want 11 balls, everyone will bowl 1 ball each, nobody is going to listen to you, right? They'll in fact call you mad, right? So the rules are already been set, the game is on, we are in the game, we are either here to play the game and win the game or quit the game, right? So there's no scope for complaining, no scope of cribbing and telling why GST is like this, why GST is like that, because things are already in place and we are in the game, right? So that is how I'll run through the presentation and show you how beautiful the GST is. Because if we just calculate our blessings and positive things, I guess our life will be beautiful. And of course, there are some negative things also, but keeping that in mind, let's focus on the positives of GST. Going forward. Okay, so the first question what many people ask is why do we have to pay GST, right? So it is because we are using resources, right? We are using roads, we are using infra, we are using the government colleges, hospitals, so much government is doing for us, and all that comes at a cost, and this cost has to be borne by government, and government can't mint money like that overnight, no, right? So they have to collect money from us, and that is why we have to pay GST, right? The next point is destination based tax. So I'll tell you the importance of this. What happened in VAT was the government which was producing, right, that used to collect tax. So the states like Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Jharkhand, which are all consuming states, were not getting enough revenue, and government found it very difficult to share the revenue to them, right? So they changed the whole concept of in GST, where they told now this will be a destination based tax where the tax will move along with the goods, right? If you sell something from Bagalkot to Bijapur, the tax will be collected by Karnataka government because it's in the same state. But if you sell something from Bagalkot to say Lucknow, okay, the tax will be collected by Madhya Pradesh government. The same way if you sell it to Ahmedabad, it will be collected by Gujarat government, right? So that is how the government of the state which is consuming it collects tax and becomes richer, right? The next point is cascading effects. You would have heard this word. I'll tell you a live example of this. So if you have ever been to a pub or Amoeba, which is a bowling thing, so there you would have seen before 1st July 2017, they used to charge 4 kinds of taxes. The first one was luxury tax. Okay, so now this bowling was not a necessity to you, it was a luxury, right? So they used to charge luxury tax. And the second one was entertainment tax. Now bowling is entertainment, it gives a sense of joy, so they used to charge entertainment tax. The third one was service tax. Now there is a person always there standing who is guiding you how to bowl, how to not bowl, and in case it's a strike and it doesn't appear in the screen there, so he's telling you, guiding you and being with you, right? So he's giving you service. And they also give you socks to wear, right? Because you're not allowed to wear your own shoes, they give you shoes and socks, and those socks they sell, okay, they don't take it back, so they used to charge that. So they were charging 4 tax on single transaction, and nobody could question them because it was very difficult for a customer to understand that what are the taxation, and for also the seller, because the rules were changing every single day, right? So government told nothing doing, okay, everything and every taxation gets subsumed here, and we are charging only GST. Now when it's so clear, the customer can ask question to the supplier, and the supplier is also very clear of what to charge and what not to charge. The next question is only for businesses. The next point is only for businesses. So now in VAT there was confusion regarding, now for example, I have a sofa here, okay, if I sell that sofa, is VAT applicable? And for example, your mom's jewelry, the old jewelry, if you sell that jewelry, is VAT applicable, right? And if you have TV, fridge, washing machine, whatever, if you sell that, is VAT applicable, not applicable, whatever. So the government made it very clear in GST. It told anything in the name of business will be taxable, and if it's done at a personal capacity, it will not be taxable, right? So now my firm's name is Growth Partners. Anything I do in the name of Growth Partners, it's taxable. But if I do it at my personal capacity by name CA Manish Mansali, it will not be taxable, right? The next point is new age businesses. Swiggy, Uber, and Paytm. You would have heard about these businesses, right? What are they doing now? In VAT, government used to tell if you buy and sell, you have to charge VAT. Now think of Swiggy. Okay, what it does? It is not buying or it is not eating the food what it is buying from the restaurants, and it is not making the food what it is delivering to the customer. So it's neither buying nor selling, right? So it becomes very difficult to capture such transactions, and it is making revenue in crores, right? Swiggy was our client back in 2016 end. Okay, I've been in Swiggy for 2.5 months, and I know how much confusion they had because things were not clear, right? But in GST everything is clear, right? You buy, sell, you commission, you do whatever, GST is applicable, right? So if they charge, I'm not sure if Swiggy is there in Bagalkot or not, and if it is there and they charge you delivery charges, so just see the delivery charges will be inclusive of taxes, right? They'll include the taxes and then charge you the delivery charges, right? And now only when you experience the subject, you'll find it more interesting, right? And going to the next part, yeah. Again, an activity. I'll give you 15 seconds again. Just visualize this chart. Beautiful.
Excuse me, Manish sir.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Sorry to interrupt you. The session may end within few minutes. It is better if we rejoin the session.
Sure, let's do that.
So that we don't get interrupted in between. We shall rejoin the session.
I understand. Let's do that.
Okay. All of you, please rejoin the session using the same link.
ఫోన్ కూడా
Did the speaker join? Hirema sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Speaker join ಆಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ resource person.
ಇನ್ನೂ ನೋಡಾಕತ್ತೀನಿ ಇನ್ನೂ ಇಲ್ಲ.
ಓಕೆ, ಇವಾಗ ಬಂದು ಜಾಯಿನ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ.
ಹಾ, ಓಕೆ. Tina madam, mute. Tina madam, mute your voice, ma'am.
Can we resume?
Yeah, you can start, sir. Yes, sir.
Please enable screen share for me, Vaishali ma'am. I'm not able to share the screen.
Yes, sir. I have enabled your screen sharing option. You can share the screen now.
Yes.
Okay.
Are we there? It's visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Again, an activity for all of you. So just visualize this chart for 15 seconds and whatever comes to your mind, put it in the chat box. So these are the internet charges in the year 1995. Probably you were not even there. whatever comes to your mind, just put it in the chat box and mark everyone there so that everyone gets to see what you want to tell. Yeah, participate. Somebody is telling very costly. Okay. Now Geo. Okay. Please participate.
चल મારા સાથે આવશે ઉપર બેસે
टीना मैडम म्यूट योर वॉइस मैम. टीना मैडम
Yes, friends, please participate. I'll wait for 5 more seconds. Please participate. People are replying directly to me. You can comment in the chat box whatever comes to your mind. If you participate, you can take double the benefit of this 1 hour. Anyways, you are going to stay here for 1 hour, so please participate. It gives you more value. Okay, I guess demand. Okay, they tell demand and supply. Sidlingesh is telling demand. Great. Okay, a few of them have turned up. Fine. I'll tell you what I see in this. Okay, I see the internet has been service provider is high use internet. Yes, correct. Yeah. So what I see in this is the internet has become very simple and affordable right now. Okay, look at the charges. It is 5,000 rupees for professionals, right? In year 1995. So now Vaishnavi is telling they have increased before. She's telling. So the dial-up line is the internet what you use, and the leased line is the broadband connection. Okay, 5,000 in 1995 looks 5,000 looks so big even now. Okay, 1995 5,000 mean today's 75,000, right? So it was so costly back then, so people couldn't join internet, right? And it was all slab, right? Now when you take a Jio pack, they are not asking you what are you using Jio for, right? If you're using it for YouTube, Amazon Prime, Netflix, you're using it for anything, the company doesn't care. Now you're using your internet to join a Zoom session with me, they're not asking you where are you spending, right? Where are you spending the internet? All they want is how much internet or how much bandwidth you want, right? Only that point is interesting to them, right? So because the GST has also been introduced to make the life of businessmen very simple and very easy. It was very difficult when everything was there in papers. Now they have made it everything online and things have become easy and life has become simpler, right? Let's move on to the next point. Again, there's one tip which says time is greater than money. So there's a quote which says never trade your hair to buy a comb, right? So a lot of times what we do is now to find a discount coupon. So this I see a lot of youngsters are doing this. To whenever you're buying a ticket or whatever, to find a discount coupon of 50 rupees or 100 rupees, you're spending 1 hour. Okay, you're going there and searching, you're going here and searching. It's not really worth it. Okay, in that 1 hour, if you would have studied something, if you had read a book, it would give you more value, right? From today, from now, you just start telling yourself that your time is greater than any kind of money, right? So rupees of cashback, no, it's not worth, right? That's when you see things with a different perspective. Let's move on to the next. Now we'll study how. Okay, in how we'll discuss about the elements of GST, what comes under GST, how they interact, and the process and the results, final results. In process, we'll study about the computation also. Going to the next point. Again, an activity. I want your involvement and participation. Now, I don't know what you'll take away from this session. Of course, you will do, but you will never forget these images, what I'm showing you, because these are so powerful, right? Now, whatever comes to your mind seeing this image, just put it in the chat box and please be a little fast. Okay, I have a lot to share, but constrained by time. So please be a little fast of whatever you see, whatever you feel. Attractive, perfect. Tamanappa tells attractive trade, attracting customers. What do you think is he selling? What do you think is he selling? Answer this. He's selling. Yeah. What is Shrikant? What is he selling? Shrikant Walikar. What is he selling? What do you think is flowers? Somebody is selling flowers? No, he's not selling flowers. He's just making it the cycle beautiful. He's still selling pillow. Where is pillow here? Okay, no, he's not selling pillow. Okay, good answers. Fine. Now people are telling window dressing, pani puri. No, it's not pani puri. He's advertising. Advertising what? No, he's selling chai. Yeah, people are telling tea, chai, cha, 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 chai. tea. Okay, people are getting it now. I'll tell you, none of you are right. He's selling happiness. Okay. If there are 3 people selling tea there, you'll go to him because the way he's decorated himself and his bicycle, right? It's really mesmerizing. You would have read it here. He's written Dekho Magar Pyar Se. He's written it here also, and he's done all the beautification just to look it so beautiful. Okay, and then you realize he's actually selling tea, right? So if there are 3 people standing and selling tea there, you'll go to him, right? Because the way he's doing it is better than what he's doing, right? You'll focus on how it's done more than what he's doing, right? So that is where we come now. Now, because already we have studied what and why of GST. Now, only if you understand how beautifully they have done it, will you appreciate why and what of it, right? So that is our next target. So let's go to the next slide. How? So the government tells, I told you there are a lot of confusions in VAT. Okay, so and there's so many taxes, so many litigations already happening in court. So government tells, okay, guys, don't worry, businessmen, don't worry. Everything is taxable. Okay, all supplies. I told you what covers what is covered under supplies. It tells everything is taxable except negative list. So only if I tell, by I mean government, only if I tell something is not taxable, it's not taxable. Otherwise, whatever is the commodity, it's taxable, right? Because the businesses is improving large scale, right? We couldn't have imagined something and tomorrow that product is ready, right? You would have heard of NFTs and blockchain. It was not there in existence in 1 year, 2 years. Nobody knew about it. Today, the whole world is discussing about it, right? So government tells everything is taxable except only when I tell it's not taxable, right? So the next point is place of supply. This is important because I told you now we are following destination-based taxation. Where now if I sell something from Gadag to, for example, Ahmedabad, okay, it has to go via Madhya Pradesh. So does Madhya Pradesh government get something out of it? No. Does Karnataka government get something out of it? No. Only the Ahmedabad, that is Gujarat government, gets something out of it. It collects the tax, right? So that's why determining the place of supply is very important. The third one is rates. So the government has classified all the possible products, whatever you name phone, pen, laptop, webcam, keyboard, now whatever I can see, book, newspaper, bag, sofa, window, everything it has classified, right? Because everyone is into business of doing something, right? So, and it has given 6 rates. It has given 0%, exempt, 5, 12, 18, and 28. So these 6 rates, everything they have clubbed into the 6 rates, and they have told that everything what we have listed under 0% will be charged at 0%. Everything what we have listed under 28% will be charged at 20%. No question asked, right? So that gives people clarity of how much rate they have to charge, and that's how they take it forward, right? The next point is types. There we study about CGST, SGST. You know the full forms. It's central, state, interstate, and union territory. Whenever we sell something intrastate, okay, say for example Gadag to Bagalkot to Bijapur, Bijapur to Navnagar, or Navnagar to Hubli, whatever comes internally in Karnataka, we charge CGST and SGST. I have a beautiful case study on this. I'll show it to you. And then whatever the same product, if you sell it outside Karnataka, you charge IGST. And if it's any union territory like Delhi, Pondi or something, you charge UTGST and CGST, right? The next part is computation. I have a case study on this also. I'll show you. Tax payable is not what you charge to customers, but it is what you charge to customers, the output tax, minus what you would have paid to your suppliers, minus input tax, right? The next beautiful concept is refund, okay, in which I've taken an example of inverted duty structure. What happens is, now for example, I'm buying some raw material for this pen and it is charged at 18%, okay, but these pens are sold at 5%, right? So now the difference is there with government. My money is there with government and I can never claim it, right? So what people used to do is they used to increase the cost of pen because nobody can bear the cost. Everyone is here to make profits. Nobody's here to make the charity, to do charity, right? So what government told is don't increase the cost. We will give you the refund. Whatever is the difference, we will give you the refund. If whatever you buy, the rate at which you buy, so this concept comes into the picture and government gives you a refund, right? That is covered here. Going to the next point. Yeah, this is a live case study I was telling you about. So I've taken a lot of times what I've observed is, so this was beautifully done by my GST professor. I still remember. He used to teach everything from the books, and some things he used to get from his office also. Okay. And that used to give us a hands-on experience and live experience of how he's doing business, how he's doing consultancy, right? So that's what I have tried to do here. I have tried to visualize 2 of my invoices. For confidentiality purpose, I have hidden a few details. You can see the rectangles there. So let's just run through it. So the left side, it's intrastate, where on the left you will see growth partners, which is my firm's name. Then you will see address, GST number, state code, email ID. Okay, these are all compulsory details told by government, which you have to specify in an invoice. If I'm very fast in talking, just let me know in the chat box. Just let me know in the chat box if I'm fast. Otherwise, I'll continue with the same pace. And below there are buyer details where, okay, somebody has commented something. Let me see. No, okay, fine. Then I guess we are at a good pace. Yeah. So then there's Mahavir Hardware, which is our client from Bangalore. Now, because he's from Bangalore and I am from Gadag, we are in the same state, right? So whatever I've sold him, we have given him service of 43,200, and I've charged CGST and SGST of 9 and 9%. So it's 3,888, right? And if you come on the right hand side, you will see there's a client from Pune, Chopra Precision Tools, right? He's not from Karnataka, so I can't charge him GST, CGST and SGST. I've charged him IGST, right? 18%. It's the same product. Because the time period is different, we have charged him lesser amount, right? So that's how it gives you an idea of what actually invoicing is, how people are charging, okay? And you can also see here, there's a lot of times it's not taught, but when you go into the world, now this is your 6th sem, right? This is your final sem. Soon after this, or maybe in 6 months time, you'll go out in the industry and you'll participate in the real world, right? You have to know how things work. So now I've written here as GP because it resembles growth partners, and then this is the invoice number, and this is the year. Okay, this is year is important because next year also I'll have invoice number 1, 2, 3, 4. Last year also I had invoice number 1, 2, 3, 4. To give a reference, this is important, right? Fine. Going to the next part. Okay, this flow of credit. So here, this is the most beautiful and most thought about concept of GST. Okay, so now I'll start with manufacturer. If he manufactures something for 1 lakh rupees, and say for example it comes under the 18% slab, he'll charge 18% to the distributor and he'll sell it for 1,18,000. Now because he has collected 18,000 GST, he paid 18,000 to government. This is done. Okay. Now the magic is in the distributor point. So the distributor wants profit. Okay, nobody is doing charity. He wants 11.2% profit, for example. So now he will sell it for 1,11,200 and charge 18% GST to the retailer and collect 20,016 rupees, right? Now the government tells whatever you collect in the name of GST has to be paid to us, right? So this distributor is smart. He'll tell, okay, boss, I'll pay 20,016, but what about the 18,000 what I've paid to manufacturer? Okay, he's paid to you only on behalf of me, right? So I'll reduce that 18,000. So now I'll pay only 2016, right? So that's very logical. If you think deep in the subject, every subject comes out of logic, right? Everything comes out of logic. Another way to calculate this 2016 is whatever value addition he's done, like 11,200 into 18%. If you do, you'll get 2016 only. So that is what we learned in the what part also, why part also, right? Yeah, the same way retailer and consumer does, and the final cost burden or the costing comes on to the consumer, the final consumer, where the product gets finished. Now this is what Butterflow, Cello Butterflow. From Cello company, it has gone to the stockist, then it has gone to the distributor, then it has gone to the wholesaler, then it has gone to the retailer, then it has come to me. Okay, at my point, it gets over. Okay, so I am the final consumer. Anybody who's buying it to sell is called a customer, but anybody who is buying it to consume is called the consumer. Okay, so the taxation ends at the consumer point, right? I guess this is clear. Going to the next point. Again, a tip: consume fast, create slow. Okay, so it says once you get used to consuming content in 1.25 and 1.5x, there's no going back. Okay, you would have seen, we are all consuming content. Now you are also consuming content. Whenever you're not creating, you're consuming, right? You see a lot of Netflix, YouTube, whatever. So whenever you're seeing YouTube or something, don't watch it in the normal speed, right? YouTubers, they earn out of your attention time, view time, right? They make the videos bigger and bigger, bigger and bigger. Okay. What you can do is you can watch it in 1.25 or 1.5. By this, you will not lose an attention. Okay. And it will also save time, right? If you watch it in 1.5x, you are completing the same thing in 67% of the time, right? So it will save your time and you will not lose interest also. And whenever you're creating, create slow. But whenever you're consuming, consume as fast as possible, right? Never watch a video at same speed in YouTube. There is an option where you can increase the speed, unless the speaker is not from Indian origin and is really, really fast and you can't get his vocabulary, then you can go down to 0.75 also. But otherwise, don't watch, make it a habit to watch all the videos in 1.5 minimum or 1.25 minimum, right? Fine. Moving to the next point. Who? To discuss who of GST, we will cover registrations, responsibilities, and computations. Okay. And in this again tip, so start today. Okay, this tells start today because a lot of times what we think is, okay, Manish sir gave a very nice lecture, probably next week I'll start something. Okay, I'll give tips what to start also. Now, a lot of here we are sharing jokes on WhatsApp, right? We are sharing memes. We are sharing, if somebody is trading in stock market, you are sharing tips. Somebody be visible, make an Instagram page. Okay, so there might be many Instagram page related to Bagalkot. There are many Instagram pages related to Gadag. I myself had a website. I have 6 Instagram pages. So be visible somewhere. You don't know how it will turn out into an opportunity, right? So that again comes down to the topic of compound interest. Now you can see this chessboard. So on the first checkbox, there is only 1 grain of rice. On the right side, there are 2. On the left side, there are 4. And you can see the power of compounding when you go when you go in depth and beyond. There's so many rice grains, right? So that is the power of compounding. If you start today, okay, maybe you'll reach the 4th or 5th box 5 years down the line. But if you start 5 years down the line, you're still in the first box, right? So start today, make anything. You like politics, make a page on Instagram or make a WhatsApp broadcast, do whatever, and stay connected to people, because you have to earn people more than you have to earn money, right? Studying who? So government tells there's so many small businesses. Sorry, give me a minute, I'll just drink water. Yeah, sorry, thanks. So government tells there's so many small businesses, okay? And it doesn't want them to be burdened with GST, to maintain output tax, input tax and all that. So government tells simple, boss, aap pehle thoda upar aa jao, okay, come up in life, and only after that we will collect tax from you. So it has given relief, and this is considering the data of entire India. It has told up to the turnover of 40 lakhs, that person is not really earning anything, right? Because he's got a family of 4 minimum to feed, right? So we will not charge any tax, or we will not collect any tax, we will not ask you anything up to a turnover of lakhs. But once you cross 40 lakhs, you have to maintain all the records, okay? You are accountable to us, right? The next point is longitude and latitude. It's again linked to registration. This is not applicable still, but it will be applicable soon. In this, what happens is now government is also a person, right? Like you and me, government is also a person. If you have studied law, you have studied the types of persons also. So the government can't go everywhere. For example, Growth Partners is my firm, okay? The government can't send a person every time to see if I'm there or not, if I'm paying tax or not, or where is my office and all that, okay? Government can't reach everywhere, but Google can, right? So government has joined hands with Google, and now it can track the real-time longitude and latitude of every GST registered person, right? So now government knows where is Growth Partners in Gadag. It knows the coordinates. So when you share the WhatsApp location, right, in your phones, that's what you're sharing. You're sharing the coordinates. You're sharing the longitude and latitude. So tomorrow, if I tell that I've vacated this place and I've gone to a new place, and nobody gets registered in my old place, so the government will come to know that what is happening to the old place where Growth Partners was there. So it will send somebody that time, right? That's how they're having a track. Second point, who has to pay GST? Only businesses, right? Like I told you the example of sofa, TV and all that. If you're doing it at personal capacity, you don't have to pay GST. Third point is very interesting, anything in the name of GST. So what happened is when GST was introduced, a lot of people had to change their softwares, the billing softwares and all that, right? And they were confused what tax rate is applicable and all that. So for food, only 5% is applicable, right? Some people got confused and they charged 28%, right? And when it was time to pay tax, they realized it was 5%. So now they're telling government, okay, your tax is 5%, so we'll pay you 5% and the remaining 23% is my profit. I'll keep it to you. So the government slapped them. Okay, the government told no, don't be so smart. Anything you collect in the name of GST has to be paid by me. You collect it by will, by mistake, or knowingly collect it wrongly, do whatever, but if you collect it in the name of GST, you have to pay me, right? So that is the beauty of this one small phrase. Next point is compliances. So government has told a lot of compliances like display, you have to have GST number on your board and every working place, every point of sale, everywhere. Then is HSN code, like you, my name is Manish and your name is something. Every goods has been given an identity, which is HSN code. HSN code that one HSN can be discussed for 5 hours. That's such a huge topic. Okay. Whenever you get time, go and read. And when I'm telling go and read, I'm not telling you read GST, read business, read income tax. No, read whatever you like. Okay. Read politics, read cricket. You're interested in cricket. You should know how much hundreds Sachin has scored or which 100 was scored when, right? Read everything, read anything so that you can relate to people, right? And the final one is rates, what we have already discussed. And below we have a GST format where we have state code, PAN, entity code, and checksum character. State code for Karnataka is 29. I can show you here. Okay, so here if you see the state code is 29, but if you see, okay, I've hidden it here, but the Maharashtra guy, his state code is 27, right? 27. So like this, every state has been given a code and people have to follow it. And then PAN is an alphanumeric 10-digit number, and the similar ways, right? Going to the next. Again, a tip which says earn human capital, right? So this is a tip to a lot of people, right? We all feel that we have to work once our colleging is over or once our degree is over. Now you're in 6th sem, you're already on the verge of completion. But it's not so. Okay, you can earn human capital anytime, right? When I tell human capital, it means you have to know more people, right? So the tweet says there's only one thing common to all business models, which is humans. Okay, no matter what are you selling, where are you selling, to whom are you selling, or what are you doing in life. Okay, everyone needs network, right? Say for example, if I know 1,000 people and we are planning to launch something, okay, and we'll launch, maybe out of 1,000 only 1% is buying. Okay, that's some number, right? But what if I know only 10 people, right? Only 1% is buying, so nobody's buying, right? So that is the power of having more and more network and knowing more and more people, because that gives a sense of clarity to people as in what they are doing in life, right? So next part is whom and when. So I guess we have to run through the session, or no, we have enough time. I guess this will get over and then. So whom and when we will discuss about returns, payments, timings, and refund. Yeah. Okay. So if you can read it, and I know you can't read it, okay, because this number is so huge, and this is the amount collected by government in the month of April 2021. It is 1.41 lakh crores. Okay, so much money has been collected by government, so there has to be a system where this, how it is collected, when it is collected, who has to pay how much has to be refunded, everything, right? You here, so people might think this is some old dated. This is actually bill of May, right? And this bill is of April. So I'm talking everything live so that you can connect, because it's just like this. 6 months will pass away and you'll be in industry, right? So this was collected in April 2021. We are in June right now, right? Going to the next point: whom, when, and what. What if we feel you're doing it wrong? Okay, so please maintain all the books and invoices and all the records, so that whenever we feel you are cheating, we don't cheat at Growth Partners. We do everything legally, and I can tell it on record. And whenever government feels it. Next is filing of returns. I guess you know already about it. GSTR 1, 2, and 3. So this is of more of the doing perspective, and I am focusing on thinking perspective. So yeah, the next point is e-way bill, right? So e-way bill is government tells whenever you're selling something of more than 50,000 value, you have to generate an e-way bill and tell how the goods have been moving, so that you can track it. Nobody, everyone can track it, right? Like you do in Speed Post or Courier or whatever, right? Next point is e-invoicing. So okay, next 3 points are what next, what are covered under what next. So these are not there in your syllabus, but as soon as you come to industry, this will be applicable, right? So I've taken them out. E-invoicing is a beautiful concept which tells you now. E-invoicing is, I'll tell you simply, okay, if I want to sell this pen to my customer, okay, right now what I'm doing is I sell this pen on 1st of Jan, and 11th of February I tell government, okay boss, I've sold this pen to my customer, right? What happens in e-invoicing is, when I want to sell this pen to my customer, before giving it to customer, I have to tell to government that I'm not taking permission, okay, I'm just telling to government, I'm intimating them that I want to sell this pen to I am selling this pen to so and so customer, right? So this is the power of e-invoicing, where everything is updated with government live, right? When you're making an invoice, it goes to government, and then a reference number comes, which is called an IRN. You have to print that IRN on the invoice and then issue your goods, right? So this is the future of India, where everything will be tracked live. So next is RFID, which is it is a tag like GPS. So now we can track where whenever you're tracking your couriers or something, and on Amazon or something, you can know where it is reached or where it is leaving or whatever, only the destinations. With RFID, everything is linked to the FASTag, so we can track real time where it is actually now, right? So if it has left Bijapur, Bagalkot, has it crossed Badami? Is it coming towards Gadag, or has it gone towards Namnagar and going somewhere else? Right? Everything can be tagged. And the final one is live updates with government. So this is what government is looking for in the large scale. And broader picture, a bird's eye view, it wants to track every single thing, okay? And only then our systems will be in place and all the parallel economy of black economy or whatever you call it will come to an end. Finally, I rest my words saying we don't need new eyes, okay? Our eyes are really very beautiful. All we need is new spectacles, right? They have to see the same thing in a different view, and it will look more beautiful to you, right? And with my time investment of 1 hour, I hope GST now looks beautiful to you, and it's more beautiful than what I've introduced you to. So please go and read. That is my tip. Go read, and I'll take the liberty to share you, to suggest you a book. I'll do it right away. Yeah, I've put it in the chat box. So this is a book on operation strategy. When I was there in IIM Ahmedabad, so one of my professors from there, Sarul Mukherjee, he has written this book. This is a beautiful book. He has compared all the strategies to animals, okay? And because he has compared it to animals, like he has compared some strategy to, wait, I have not shared it to everyone. I'll do it right now. Yeah, I've done it now. So because he has compared it to real life examples, we could imagine more than what he told, right? I'll give an example like cheetah, for example. Whenever it hides, it doesn't hide to be invisible, okay? It hides to attack, right? So that is how he introduced us to the topic, and then he doesn't have to tell us anything. We could understand everything, how it's sipping its water. Like we could visualize 10 minutes of video of cheetah running, how its muscles are moving here and there, how it's taking rest, how it's breathing. So when everything was seen from a new perspective, so we understood the subject better. Okay, this book or read any book, okay, which gives you more perspectives, and which would make your life easier and simpler. So with this, I hand it over back to Vaishali ma'am, and I again thank Professor Vaishali and the entire team at Persuasion College, Commerce College, Bagalkot, to have me here, and I hope I've added a little value to all of you. And with this, I rest my words. Thank you. Over to you, Professor.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir. If students have any doubts on GST, then you may ask sir and clarify your doubts.
Yeah, please. Anything. If you think why this has come into picture, why life was so simple in that, whatever doubts you have, come forward and ask. Or if you feel shy, then you can reply to me privately here. Okay, I'll read out, and I'll, without taking your name, I'll try to answer that.
Hello, sir.
Yes, hi.
Hello.
Yes, Shrikant, is it you?
Sir.
Yeah, tell me.
Sir, how to decide it in a tax government?
Sorry, I couldn't register your question.
Government tax, how to decide it?
I'm not understanding your question. How do they decide?
Tax rate.
Okay, how do they decide tax rate, you're telling?
Yes, sir. How to decide the tax rates to government on the basis of the goods and services for every year?
Okay, great. Good question. And this is one of the very basic questions. So I'll answer it in a little interesting way. So I'll take only one example, okay?
Yes.
So now all the products of cow, okay? Now milk is a necessity, right? So the government has not charged tax on it. It is under 0% tax. But butter is not a necessity, okay? And you have Amul packaged butter and all. So butter comes under 5. Amul packaged butter comes under 12, okay? And any more, what do you say, products which involve milk, but still it's a high class thing, right? Like you don't need it for everyday life. It is covered under 28%. right? That's how they have categorized, where you say now, for example, your vehicles are covered under 28% right now. Okay, government feels right now it's not necessity. Okay, but books are exempt, right? Like your rice, dal is exempt. So whatever is necessity, government tells, okay, this is necessity for our people, so I'll take the burden of it. Okay, I'll not charge any tax for you. But if I feel that you can pay a little tax on it, for example, garments, okay, it tells below 1,000 rupees if you buy anything, you have to pay 5%, and above 1,000 rupees if you buy anything, you have to pay 12%, right? So that shows us government is supporting the lower economy, right? It is supporting the lower economy and telling the boss, if you have your spending power is less, then we will give you a relief. Okay, if a person is buying some product worth less than 1,000 rupees, his spending power is less, we give you a relief, only 5% you have to pay. Okay, but you're buying some suits and all for 25,000, 30,000, then we'll charge you. Okay, then you have to pay us 12%, right? So that is the mechanism. Every product has been thought about, okay, and every product has been thought about, and they have made taxation on basis of it. Of course, there are some issues when people tell this is a necessity to me. Now, for example, sweater, it's not a necessity for okay, Himalayas, it's a necessity to them. So even such confusions are there. Over the time, even they will be resolved, but they had to put everything into brackets so that people reduce their confusions in their mind. That's why they have done it.
Thank you, sir.
Right? I guess I have answered your question. I want a reply from you. Is it clear?
Shrikant, is it
Yes, hello,
clear?
sir. Manish,
Okay. Okay. Thank you for confirming. Yeah. Anybody else?
yes, good morning, sir. Manish, sir. This is Professor M.M. Uddar. Today's
Yes, sir.
webinar,
Yes,
webinar topic, that is beauty of GST. But my question
Yes,
is,
sir.
why it is not possible for the government to bring a petroleum product under GST? Is there any that kind of hurdles are there?
Okay. I'll tell you why it's not there. Not only petrol, alcohol is also not there in GST. Okay. I'll tell you a beautiful reason, and everyone should know this. Okay. Now, government has told that there are 6 rates: 0, 5, exempt, 12, 18, 28. If it has to bring anything under GST, it has to be clubbed under these 6 rates, right? Now, let's take the highest rate, 28%. If government brings fuel in 28%, the fuel rate will be 35 rupees to us.
Yes, sir. Right.
Okay, that is why it is not bringing the GST. Now, alcohol, you would have seen lockdown, only medicals and alcohol were open last lockdown in the closure stage, because government is earning huge from the sin products, alcohol and all the cigarettes and all that. These are all sin products or demerit goods, we call it. So, if
Sir,
we bring them under GST, yeah, please, sir.
Alcohol is an unethical product, sir. We are not considering that, but this is essential. This is essential commodity. Based on the petroleum product, the total whole economy will be run. It is essential for even the poor people also, because it is a pop. Is it right?
Yeah. So I'll come to that point now. So when you say it is essential, and you told so we all import petrol. You might be aware of this. Okay. So our government doesn't have any control on the petrol rates or whatever. Whenever the rate changes in Abu Dhabi, it changes here, right? And that's why you would have seen the petrol rates are different everywhere. Delhi is different, Mumbai is different, Gadag is different, Goa is different, right? So that is why if they bring it under the ambit of GST, the government will lose a huge money, right? And now there are so many things being sponsored by government's money, and they're earning that money from petrol, right? So once now the plan, I'll tell you the future plan also. The government really wants petrol, alcohol, everything under GST. They want everything under GST. But for that, the economy has to be stabilized, right? Now you see the people putting strikes, putting the dharna and all that, because they're telling the GST is so confusing and all that. So if they bring petrol under this, already it will lose so much money, because it has to limit itself by 28%. It can't charge anything more than that, right? So that is why they have kept it outside GST. And they have not brought it under GST because government is earning a huge money from those sources, and it doesn't want to lose the revenue source from that side.
Sir, money earning is not ultimate aim of the government. Public welfare, social welfare, it will be the ultimate aim of the government. In the name of in the name of earning money, why they are imposing a tax? Because the maximum slab in under GST for luxurious commodities 28%. If we bring this commodity as the luxurious commodity also, the petroleum product price will be come down for majority of people of the country. Why?
It will come down by 70%. It will not just come down, it will come down by 70%. Okay. Now, if you're buying petrol at 100 rupees in Delhi, you'll buy it at 30 rupees. Okay. And I'll tell you, when you have already told the answer yourself. So when you told that government is for public welfare, people welfare and all that, to do any kind of welfare, they need money. Let's accept the fact they need money to do any kind of welfare. Okay. Now, if you charge 28% GST, government will tell us, okay, fine, we'll charge 28% GST, pay us only 30 rupees, but we'll not make roads for you. Is it fine? No, it doesn't work that way. We'll not make bridges for you. Okay, Navnagar, there is a beautiful bridge. We'll not make that bridge for you. Is it fine? Can you go to Churchan? No, you can't go. So it needs money. We are already into physical deficit. Okay, and there's a limit to that, right? Government needs money to run the show. Okay, and wherever it's earning huge money, there are being efforts where they're trying to mobilize it at the cost, but it will take a little time. If suddenly bring everything under, we'll lose a huge amount of money. Right, that is why it is kept outside the ambit of GST. And I guess what I had attended a few meetings. So by 2023 or something, they're expecting things to be a little more simpler in GST. So let's hope for a better future. I hope I've removed a little.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Mallikarjun, sir.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you.
Anybody else?
Sir,
Yes, sir.
okay. So now the GST goods and service limit is 40 lakhs, sir.
Yeah, it's 40 lakhs, and also for a few special states, okay, where like
UT.
northeastern states. Sorry?
Union
No,
territory.
not union territory. Some special states like Mizoram, Meghalaya, and all.
Yes.
Yeah, so they have reduced it because. Yeah, am I audible? There is some disturbance in this side. They have reduced there because they feel it is easy for them to handle it that way, right?
Okay.
So waste, so GST macro, right? I'll give you a beautiful thing. What is happening because of GST now? Elon Musk is coming to India. He's already, when he was planning to come to India in VAT session, it was very difficult if in case he was, right? But when it comes to Vijay Kumar, can you just mute yourself?
Jigbadi sir, mute ಮಾಡಿ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ. ಅಲ್ಲ ವಾಯ್ಸ್ ಮ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಡ್ರಿ ಅದು.
ಹಿರೇಮಠ್ರ ಮಾತಾಡೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ನತಾರ ನೀವು.
Yeah. Anything. And also leave my assets here. Real estate, what I have, whatever I am building on perspective building.
Madam, mute, madam. Madam, mute your voice. Okay, right, sir. Carry on, sir.
Yeah. Is it all? I'm not able to hear anything.
No, sir, we cannot hear anything. We are not here.
Okay. Vaishali ma'am, is it all?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, I just wanted
Thank
to
you
ask.
again. Thank you, Professor Vaishali. Yeah, go ahead.
No, sir. I just wanted to ask whether students have any doubts related to GST. If they get cleared, then okay, sir.
Sir, ma'am, your voice is not audible at all. Speaking.
So can you hear me now?
Yeah, tell me.
I just wanted to ask that whether students have any doubt on GST. If they have, they can get it clarified from you.
Yeah.
Yes, students, if you have any doubts, then you can ask first.
I guess that's all. So,
Sir, can you,
there are
okay. Sir,
If
one
there are
minute,
any-
sir. Can you explain?
please, sir, please go ahead.
Can you explain cascading effect, sir, once again?
Can you repeat your question?
Sir, cascading effect, sir. Once again, you can tell me the cascading effect.
I'll do it. So, I'm audible clearly, right?
I will chat box, sir. I will send in chat box.
Yeah. No, I got your question. I'm audible clear, right?
Yes, sir. You are audible. Okay, no problem.
Cascading effect, I'll give you a live example. So what happened before 1st July 2017 is we had multiple taxes. Okay. So on manufacturing, we had something called excise. On sales, we had something called VAT, right? So whenever somebody used to manufacture something, he used to charge excise, that was 12.5%. Okay. So if a goods of 100 rupees was manufactured, so 12.5% tax was charged, and 112.5 was the costing for the distributor or the stockist. Okay, this stockist is now not manufacturing, he's selling. Okay, what he used to do is on that 112.5 he used to charge VAT depending on which state he is in. If he was in Karnataka, he used to charge VAT which is of Karnataka. If he was in Gujarat, related to Gujarat, he used to charge VAT, right? So the cost of the product would increase, and input tax credit, what I told. So this seller wouldn't be able to take the input of the excise duty, right? That was always with the government, right? The cost of the product went on increasing layer by layer. And we had many things like entry tax, this tax, that tax. So it went on increasing. And when the final product was at 200 rupees, actually 80 rupees was going to government, right? So the true value of product was never seen. And who is doing how much value addition was also never seen. Okay. So that is what we call cascading effects. That's a double effect. That's a repeated effect on the same thing. And that is why government thought of actually nullifying it, removing it, and putting only GST in place. Now it is a seamless, we call it seamless flow of credit, right? So everyone who is selling, everyone who is buying can seamlessly take credit of what he has already purchased, right? If I am adding value of 10 rupees, all said and done, I'll pay tax on only 10 rupees, right? I don't care how much tax he's charging because I'll take input of it and out. I don't care how much tax I am charging to the customer because whatever he pays, I'll nullify it with the input. Right? That is how over the time, now we are already seeing effects of this in the industry, and by 2023, 2024, we'll see the greater effects of it. The cost actually is going down. Okay. And when GST was introduced, government also introduced a law where it said, okay, now because your cost is decreasing, if you still maintain the same selling price, that means you're earning more profit. Okay. So it made a law called anti-profiteering law, okay, which said if you make more profit, okay, instead of reducing the cost because you are getting goods at a lower cost, you may make more profit, then you have to pay that profit to government. Okay, so that is the huge kind of effect what it made to the industry, and that's why cascading was. This was the time to remove the cascading effect.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Anybody else?
Hello, sir.
Students, any question?
Yes,
hi.
sir.
Please come up. Yeah.
Sir, are there any relief measures for paying tax under this COVID pandemic situation?
Okay. What's your good name? Dave?
Kanchan Patel.
I can't see you here. Kanchan Patel. Okay. So during COVID, the government is still thinking for it. So the opposition is asking, but the government is telling, no, it won't be possible. I'll tell you why. So when, for example, I'll tell you, say sanitizer. Okay. If government tells from today, okay, let's not have tax on sanitizers. Okay. Everyone will sell, say the sanitizer's cost is 100 rupees. They'll not charge any tax and they'll sell it for 100 rupees. Now think about the costing they have paid already. Okay. When they bought the bottles, when they bought the stickering, the logistics, transport, they have paid tax on everything. Every single thing they have paid tax. Now that tax is remained with the person who has made sanitizers for you, right? Now this person is not doing charity, he's doing business. Okay. He doesn't care what government thinks. He wants profit. Okay. So now what he'll do is he'll increase the cost of the product. He'll make this 100 rupees as 115 rupees, right? Because he doesn't want to suffer any loss. He wants to make the profit. That is why it is very challenging and very tricky to make anything exempt. And whenever they have to make something exempt or they have to reduce taxes or something, they have to see horizontally, they have to see vertically also. Now, if sanitizer is made exempt, okay, there are some things which come under sanitizer group, okay, which are actually not used as a sanitizer. Okay, industry materials are used. They'll all become exempt. Okay, suddenly they do without thinking. So they have to be very particular, and they're still thinking about it. Maybe they'll make it, and I guess this 5% or 12% is not making much difference. Than it will make a difference when we actually have a exempt product, because it will increase the cases in courts, and there will be so many second and third order effects, right? That is why it is being thought. But I guess there will be some action against this regard, and we'll see it in near future. Have I answered your question,
Yes, sir.
Kanchan?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else? Okay, somebody, Rachna V is asking me, what exactly is compliance rating, sir? Okay, beautiful. Compliance rating, I'll tell you. Now, when I go to buy this pen to the stationery guy, okay, say for example, I want to resell this pen. Okay, input tax credit, you know, when he charges me tax, I reduce that tax and I pay to government, pay the balance to government. Now, what is this guy from whom I'm buying is a chore. Okay, he collects tax from me but doesn't pay to government. He runs away, right? How do I track that? And when I reduce that amount and I pay to government, government will tell boss, what the person who you purchased from, he's never paid us tax. You pay us the tax. He's given you bogus GST number, right? So this happened a lot in VAT. Right? People used to issue C forms, fake C forms. In C forms, the tax rate reduced. Okay. So to counter all this, government is bringing in transparency. Right? What it is telling is now, for example, growth partners. Okay. If you want to buy anything from growth partners, you can go to GST portal. You can put my GST number, and you can see when is he filing returns. Okay. Is he filing before due date, after due date, 6 months after due date, or is he even filing the returns? Right? So when you see the pattern, you will understand that this person is genuine or not, whether he is compliant with all the rules or not, whether you should do the business or not, right? So that is why compliance rating is important. It's like if you use Uber and Ola, right, and you give the star rating to the person. So whenever you book a cab, you see, okay, somebody called Manohar is driving this car, and you can see that he's got a rating of 5, right? So you seeing that you're happy, and if somebody's got a rating of 1, you'll cancel the cab. You'll not take the risk of risking your life, right? So that is how compliance rating is beautiful, and it is helping everyone. So there is again a broader picture in this. So people the banks can have special rates for people who are totally compliant of all the rules and regulations. And this is possible only when we have something called ratings and all in the picture, right? So that is why compliance rating has come into the picture. I hope I've answered your question, Rachna B. Please
Yes,
unmute
sir.
and tell yes, so that I am clear that
Yes,
I've answered
sir.
the question. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Anybody else?
Okay, sorry to interrupt
Anyone
you, sir.
else?
Sorry to interrupt, sir.
Tell me.
So time is not permitting us to continue the session.
Okay.
I think this is the time to wind up.
No.
Thank you, CA
Sure, we'll do
Manish
it. And
Bhansali,
thank
sir.
you for having.
Okay, okay.
Continue.
Thank you so much,
No,
CA
you can
Manish
continue.
Bhansali, sir. I convey my profound appreciation for sharing your knowledge with us and investing your precious time with us. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you all. I have left my digital in the everyone box, in the chat box. You can connect to me on Twitter, and if you have any queries, just post it there. I'm not God. I don't know everything, but I know where to find it. Okay. Even if I don't know, I'll find it and tell it for you. Right. So please reach out to me, and any confusion you can reach Vaishali ma'am also, and we can discuss and get back to you with the answers. Thank you. Thank you,
Thank you so much for your concern, sir. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Thank
Now,
you.
genius
Nice to
is
have
a-
you all.
Genius is a talent set on fire by courage. I call upon Professor Srimati S.S. Shettar, Madam, Principal of our college, for the presidential remarks. Over to you, Madam.
CA Manish sir, good afternoon to you.
Happy afternoon, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Manish, your version was very informative and more knowledgeable. You explained the topic seminar by giving with the examples as well as the calculation table. It was very wonderful, and you have clarified the doubts of our students repeatedly with very, very keen interest. We are very thankful for that one. Dear students, this one is the goods and service tax. Water may be the any tax. It is very, very useful, and it is the running issue. Welfare of the public, the government is collecting these taxes like NSS. These taxes is the policy of the government, that is not for me, that is for you. They are collecting the taxes to do the welfare of the public. Okay, that is reach the Huddar sir. Okay, taxes are collecting for by the government for welfare of the public, not me, but for you, like that, with that policy. Okay, we are very thankful, Manish sir, as well as my dear students. You have learned more knowledge and information by this webinar. You go through this webinar, and you can also collect you go through more study by this webinar. Thanking you one and all.
Thank you so much, Madam. Gratitude is the fairest blossom which springs from the soul. Now it's time for Thanksgiving. I call upon Praveen to deliver vote of thanks. Praveen Desai, over to you.
Yes.
Praveen,
yourself, Praveen. Praveen, unmute.
Praveen, unmute. Unmute.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Now start.
Good afternoon to everyone. Today, I would like to thanks to our chairperson of today's webinar, Professor Srimati H.S. Shettar, Madam, Principal of Basaveshwara Commerce College, Bagalkot. Thank you, Madam. Nextly, I would like to thanks to today's our resource person, CA Manish Bhansali, sir, founder and growth of partners, Gadag. Thank you very much, sir. Give a valuable time to us, sir. Thank you, sir. I would like to thanks to IQAC coordinator, Basaveshwara Commerce College, Professor V.V. Nandriki, sir. Thank you, sir. And HOD of Commerce Department, M.V. Jigwad, sir. And thank you, sir. Today's Organizing Secretary of Srimati V.R. Bendre, Madam. Thank you, Madam. And I would like thank to Joint Organizing Secretary today's webinar, C.A. Heramat, sir. Thank you, sir. And I am also thanks to today's webinar convener, Pooja Kamble, Madam. Thank you, Madam. I'm also thank to teaching and non-teaching staff and my dear brothers and sisters. Thank you one and all.
Thank you, Praveen. So it's time to wind up. Thank you, one and all.